more of a Wild West show back in the 80s, no doubt about that.
Coach, shut your mouth and let me answer the question, all right? I'll be happy to answer. You want to let me finish here for a second, pal?
It's the kind of football that the NFL used to be. Where's my smash mouth wide open football? We will take you places where the NFL is afraid to take you. Because quite frankly, we're not afraid of anything. May I never be ever thought of as legit.
In terms of cocaine, there was quite a bit of that. Why don't you ask yourself that question? And you've got that look on your face. I would accept no responsibility whatsoever for their untimely deaths. Are you indicating that's my responsibility? These people are dead. If you can't cut it, get out. Get out. Get out.
Okay, Workers Club 158 or 9. We'll figure it out. And we're back. Everybody's back. It's okay, let's start with, I'm about to fly out, was this last week? And I see OVW referee seizes in the ring. We didn't get to talk about it the following week. OVW, Al Snow, AEW wrestler, will die in the ring, I promise you, had a referee seizing in his ring, and that one fella picks this guy up by the belt and just throws him like clean it, like get out of the way, we're trying to do spots over here. And then
he was forming the shape of a C slowly.
He was absolutely. There's an old woman in the front row that's just like hands on face, just like, that's no. This guy, he took a hard hit to the head. That is for sure. When he did his little the ref bump. Al Snow's first response was a joke, because he loves to joke on Twitter. And then, has Matt Jones put out a response? I never saw Matt Jones. I know the mayor put out one that was like, I'm not really even like...
Jones doesn't own it at all anymore.
Oh, he's totally out of it now?
Yeah.
Al Snow did claim that he had never seen a seizure, so he didn't know, which, as Larry brought up, that's a lie. We know he's... On the Netflix show, he absolutely is sitting there while Matt Jones seizes up. Which, again, Alston didn't have a good response then. He kind of just starts picking up trash.
He stuck a bag of potato chips next to his neck. I guess to pad the...
I guess. Like a wallet, like putting a wallet in your... Was it put a wallet under your tongue or... Well, then he came out and he had like a thing that people think was written by AI.
Yeah.
And then I bring up this all because the latest is that OVW did announce revised safety protocols today. But I wanted to also play Al Snow's response to all you people out there that have it out for Al Snow, that have something to say about how he's handled this. Okay, let's. Yep. Do I have it all set up correctly? Not yet. Here we go. AOL covered this.
Everybody like, you're a coward. You don't want it. What? Oh, you're gonna hurt my feelings because you're gonna write something more. Like I've laughed this morning when I read the thing on the comment on Instagram about steroids enlarge your heart and I hope you die soon. I thought, oh, that was stiff. I laughed at it. And if you think you're going to get another response out of me other than your mom, you're crazy. It's not going to happen. All right. Here's why it's so, for two reasons. Okay. One, in order for me to get upset or offended, do you know what I need to do? I need to respect your opinion. I don't. You'll never offend me. You'll never upset me because I don't care what you think or say because it's your opinion. And that's fine. You can have it. You can say that I should never work in wrestling again because of this, and etc. And go ahead. I don't care. It don't mean anything to me. It doesn't bother me, and I'm not going to respond. Why would I respond? Here's the other reason I will never respond. All right? You're on social media for one reason, just so that you can get external validation and you can feel like you're more relevant than just inside your own personal circle. That's it. And when I respond to you, I'm now making you relevant. I'm acknowledging your comment, which is giving you that gratification and that validation that you wouldn't have gotten, and also exposes you to my audience that doesn't know you even exist. And so that's why I don't respond.
There you go, Al Snow.
All right. He's a dumb guy. We knew that.
Yeah. Isn't that response a response to the... Well, anyway. Here are the new safety protocols. They're going to do 2 seminars. One in April. One on Seizure First Aid Certification Program for talent and staff. And then a concussion safety and CTE prevention seminar in partnership with Chris Nowinski, of course. That'll also be in all...
What a grifter.
Additional medical staff. In their partnership with Norton Healthcare, OVW will deploy additional trained medical staff at larger events on a case-by-case basis. Okay, as you read it along, it seems like maybe not. In-ring and back office communications, the timekeeper, the ringside timekeeper, will now also have a headset to communicate with the back.
My significant other was talking to me about this video, and she's like, why aren't there doctors there? And I said there used to be, and I explained to her the commission thing.
I just I mean he was there for quite some time. That's pretty not one wrestler was like, wait a minute, this guy's not selling. Or did they think he was trying to, what do they call it when he's trying to take the spotlight? He's trying to like scoop their heat by like overselling. They're like, what are you doing?
Doing an Aubrey Edwards.
Why is he drawing attention to, what is this guy, Bryce? So there you go. This will lead us into Jesse Ventura, but also while we're on a break, Mick Foley put out a YouTube video asking, well, he's just saying, it's a statement, we are better than this. Let's see here. We watched the last one. Do you want to watch this one?
Sure.
Okay, it's not that long. There we go. Okay. There's Mick. Jet black hair. Raccoon Hawaiian shirt. Here we go.
Hello, everybody. This is Mick Foley, the hardcore legend, and this is an earnest and honest attempt to talk to Republicans and independents who are not so far gone that they can still think.
Larry, you're shaking your head. You think this is... You think this is you don't think this is worth trying?
This condo, man. Well, what?
He's probably just renting it. It's just an Airbnb. He's probably on the road.
Okay.
Yeah, more like down the road from the kids.
He's got the friendship bracelets on too. That's popular with that age group. Triple H has got them. CM Punk's got them. I mean, I hate to put him up there with those guys a little bit, but
for themselves. Now, if you're one of those people, like a close relative of mine, who certainly seem to feel like Alex Preddy and Renee Good deserve to die, then I'm not talking to you. Thank you for your support, and you can just watch it and leave a mean comment or get out of the conversation now. What I'm talking about is appealing to good-hearted, sensible people who cannot believe that the way immigrants are treated in this country is correct. Now, I was listening to a TV station where they talked about how 65% of Americans think it's gone too far, and they thought that was good for America, where I was left thinking, wait, 35% of the American public is for this? I'm sorry, but I cannot believe that. I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe that 3.5 out of every 10 Americans I meet would be in favor of our fellow human beings, our brothers and sisters, being treated in such an inhumane fashion. I refuse to believe it. Because
brother, I can find 3 guys in the shop that believe it. And there's probably, 10 people back there at any given moment.
I was going to say, this is going to sound like a weird comment, but if it was up to me to start a new civilization right now, I'm picking maybe 1 out of 10 people.
I know, yeah.
That I even find, I'd like to inhabit the world with.
This is going to be our new segment, Larry and Eugenics, about who he thinks should be part of civilization.
3.5 out of 10 people I meet are for that. That means far more than 3.5 out of 10 who are not people of color are for it, even more males. This is just me in my head doing the math. And that means no, we're all better than this. I'm not saying this in a condescending fashion. I'm saying I know
you are.
Because I spent time with you. When I say that, I mean, I spent 15 years riding the roads with a variety of different wrestling.
First of all, he's saying, look at Al Snow, cut to Al Snow in the picture. Does Mick really think that he's traveled the roads with a bunch of Kamala voters? Kamala?
Well, Glenn Jacobs is there.
Yep, there's Glenn Jacobs. What a smart guy.
See?
It works. Just one guy having an off-kilter political view makes them think, man, we're so studied and learned on the road here. We're really just all kinds. Gypsies even. But he's also showing clips of the wrestling fans. How many registered voters did he actually meet and greet? They give a shit. Or actually were like, yes, I'm a humanist.
A humanist?
I don't know. They're mostly probably 4chan guys. Or not political at all.
The Glenn Jacobs voters?
No. I'm saying wrestling con, like the guys that show up to a page, queue up,
Yes.
He's like, I've met wrestling fans of all time. I just refuse to believe that we're it's like, no, you've already met the dregs. You didn't ask them their political opinion. If you would have, you've been shocked and scared. Right?
You'd be amazed at how many of them think they should have forced wives.
Yes. Mick, have you heard about Jordan Peterson?
And friends and travel partners, one of whom
it's Al Snow and Kane
to be
again.
Very progressive. That would be Jim Cornette. The others, not going to make anybody's list of progressives and definitely going to lean conservative, independent to conservative. I never had any problems with a single one of them. We had discussions, not arguments. I know it because when I was struggling, you were the people.
Larry, do Jim Cornette on Bernie Sanders. Go. Do a straight up impersonation. But don't use any slurs.
I don't know that I've heard him talk about Bernie.
I'd love to ask him what he thinks about Bernie Sanders, because he's a pretty in the tank, straight up just Democrat guy, right?
He's a Dixiecrat.
Yeah.
people who let me stay in your spare room or on your couch because I didn't have money for a motel.
That was
You
one
were the
person.
people, the guy who
Disabled
may have been
woman.
wearing a MAGA hat, gladly giving me instructions when my GPS wasn't working. You are the people who smile with joy when I bounced your children on my knee as Santa Claus. And when you take the photos and you hug your children at my appearances in small towns across this country. And I've worked in every single state, red, blue, and purple. And I've felt the love everywhere I've
Oh
been.
my
And
God,
I
Mick,
just
this is
refuse to
awful.
believe
Shut up.
that
No one
these
cares.
people who treat me with such kindness would turn a blind eye.
Mick, you're not brown. What does he not get about this? Bro, you're not brown. What does he not get? You're a hero to them and you're not brown. I don't understand why he's like having a malfunction on this. They're not running up and hugging, I don't know, Silver King. It's Mick Foley. What?
They're calling ice on Silver King.
Yes. They're raising an eyebrow.
To the
Check his
cruelty
papers.
that this administration is inflicting on others. There was a quote I saw. A friend of mine asked me if I wanted to put out there, and I said, hold on, I think I can do better with a video message. And the quote said, it's okay to admit you were for something and no longer are. It's okay to say that you like something in principle, but not in its execution. And then it went on to say the best time to speak up would have been earlier. The second best time to speak up is now. Because years from now, when there is nothing to lose, we will all have been against this. But the time to speak up and state your case is now. Many people might not believe this, but I firmly believe the United States of America is better than this. America is better than zip tying senior citizens. America is better than chasing down.
Me sitting down with Mick explaining imperialism. And
Yeah.
internment camps.
Yeah. What do we?
I thought this
what
guy
do
was
we-
a history nut. What the fuck is happening?
I mean, how far back you want to go? We can go decade by decade.
What are we talking about? Oh, Mick, is this his new lane? Gus, do you like Mick Foley's new lane as woke political commentator? Like,
I don't.
Orange Man is bad, guys, or what are we doing?
Timer for 16 minutes.
Agricultural workers or abducting day laborers at Home Depot. America is better than using children for bait.
Agents made Liam knock on the door, asking to let them in order to see if anyone else was home.
We are better than this. We are better than inflicting terror on a wide swath of this public based only on the language they speak and the color of their skin. And I think that many of you believe we're better than this too. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll be devastated because I will have completely lost faith in the United States of America and its people. But you can make a difference
You're wrong.
by just speaking truth to power.
All we say to America is be true to what you said on paper.
Donald Trump reads the
You
polls.
think his son
35% is
is involved in
bad.
this?
It's not as bad as the 10% that I think is more accurate.
Probably.
Please make a difference by using your voice. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.
Oh, he doesn't say in the video. And this thing I have, Mick Foley says, I'm not kidding when I say there might be some elder abuse going on at the hands of Stephen Miller. Just in my opinion, I want to say might be. If you know the situation with Brian Wilson being under almost like a spell with this Eugene Landy guy for decades, well, here's Stephen Miller, a persuasive speaker. He looks like Roy Cohn's love child. So he does know history. So maybe Donald Trump sees something in him. If people knew what an awful guy Roy Cohn was and that Trump was his protege. Okay, so he's seen that movie.
Angels in America, or
Yeah, that one or the one that just came out. What was that one called? Fuck. The Apprentice. Was it called Apprentice or The Apprentice? With the guy from Succession as Roy Cohn. And then, of course, we had this leads all to Jesse Ventura today, Piers Morgan coming out, dropping bombs left and right.
I like the blade job. Do you have that one?
Let's see. let's see. What do you, I mean, I wish I had a timestamp. Here we go. We do have like little things like little things where we'll say like, here's you talking about Barron Trump should enlist in the military. Okay, here we go. Can I expand this at all? Can I just do this? Here we go. Switch it over. Share this tab.
Jesse, how are you?
I'm doing good, Piers. It's been a long time for you and I. I tried to retire, but unfortunately, they sent the Gestapo to my high school, and they hit it with chemical weapons, which are a war crime. And that brought me back out of retirement to stand up against the war criminal in the White House.
Wow. Well, that sounds suitably dramatic.
Oh, no. Jesse's got that old man shake going.
Well, that's the way it happened.
He always does that.
He does that? He's been doing that?
I
He's like,
the news since the last
forever.
election. My son said, "You're way better, Dad. You're not tense anymore. Keep it up."
He's just into
and then,
it.
lo and behold,
he's in it. Okay.
These ICE characters, I call them the Gestapo, and I think I can do that. And let me get something straight right now, Piers, so people know where I'm coming from. My uncle Emil fought in World War I.
Emo?
My parents both fought in World War II. My father had 6 bronze battle stars in Europe. My mother was a nurse in North Africa, which predated Normandy, fighting Rommel, the Desert Fox, the greatest German general.
Desert
Fox. Both my parents were World War II veterans. My brother and I are both Vietnam veterans and member of the Navy UDT SEAL. We both did 2 tours to Southeast Asia. So everyone in my family is a war veteran. I wanted to get that out right now so it'll help with the things that I'm going to say to you.
Nick Foley's saluting his TV while he's hearing this.
So ICE agents came to your school, you said?
Pierce, you had to have seen that.
What's that?
You said the ICE agents came to your school.
Yeah, the ICE agents came to the school where I went to high school, chasing some guy down just like the Gestapo. And I heard people were offended calling them that. Really? I can tell you right now, if my parents would have been alive and they would have seen what happened in Minneapolis, they would have called it the Gestapo too. So they come to my school, they use tear gas and pepper spray at the school. Now, here's a question I have, Piers. My Uncle Emil fought in World War I, and he was gassed.
Uncle Emil,
he came home, but his life was ruined. He could never do anything. What did they do? They outlawed it.
He's the reverse Lieutenant Dan, where they all lived.
Gas using chemical weapons.
Every war. Aventura has been in every war.
Why is it that you can't use them on your enemy, but you're allowed to use them on your own people? That has always been, where is the media on this? You know, using chemical weapons against our own people, which is in essence a war crime.
How's your parliament doing?
Well, I think I wouldn't describe the gas used by ICE agents as chemical weapons. I mean,
yes, it is.
That infers weapons of mass
tear
destruction.
gas. They're spraying people from 6 inches away right in their face. I can't use that in war. I wasn't allowed to carry tear gas.
Well, he's fired up. His eyes are wide open.
It's banned
Jesse's
from
hunted
war.
men before.
Jesse's like, give me these weapons. I'll stop the thing myself.
Enemy, but you can use it against your own people.
I asked.
Doesn't something ring wrong there for you, Piers?
Well, what rang wrong
pepper
about
spray
what was
the
going
predator
on in Minnesota, and I'm very glad that it has been resolved, at least for now. And I think
it
Donald
hasn't
Trump
been resolved.
Well, no, not completely, but
nothing's been resolved.
No, I understand.
We have 2 dead people here.
Yeah,
2 people were killed by the Gestapo here.
Yeah, I understand, and those investigations are ongoing. But at least the ICE activity that was going on in the way it was being conducted
Pierce
has been removed from
I know who
Minnesota,
Pierce Morgan is, but what's
thing.
happening here?
And I thought what happened was appalling. And I said so at the time.
Is it Chuck Schumer's
Let me ask you about Iran and your view of this war.
Well, here's how I feel about it. There's a simple thing as a leader, and you know this having been in the military. Trump wouldn't know it because he's a
smirked.
coward.
He was like, I'm so revved up for this.
Anyway, it's this. A war is justified if you're willing to send your kids. Because how can you send somebody else's kids to a war if you won't send your own? So I'm calling right now for Barron Trump Donald Trump's on, after all, he's had 3 wives. He's had kids by each wife, and nobody's ever served in the military. To my knowledge, a Trump in the last 100 years has never done military service.
Seen a picture of Trump
Barron,
in his military
you can
garb.
change that. Enlist in the United States military right now. Do something your father didn't have the courage to do. Do something your father didn't have the patriotism to do. I want to see a Trump in the military. Everybody in my family has served, so I think I can say that with all due confidence. Come on, Trumps. Don't just reap the benefits of this free world. Somebody put on the uniform, and that's you, Barron. And I heard the excuse that Barron might be too tall. David Robinson served on active duty. He was 7 feet tall before he ever went to the San Antonio Spurs.
Come on, Kevin Nash was in the Army.
David Robinson went to the United States Navy Military Academy. He's one of my officers, not directly, but he would have been.
Okay, look, it's one argument that
why is
Trump
Pierce
should serve.
so being so combative with him?
Argument to make. A lot of people feel that way, but it doesn't change what's going on.
The same reason he's wearing that open.
What is your view of this war? Do you think it's a legitimate war?
Many people
think that the Iranian regime has been the instrument of terror through the Middle East for 40
Of course they have.
Riling up this old man.
Of course they have.
Respect your elders.
But wait a minute. Trump then calls you guys NATO cowards. Wait a minute. NATO is set up to protect. That means that if a NATO country is attacked, they will all join together to repel it. It doesn't go in reverse. It doesn't mean if one of the NATO countries starts a war that all the others have to join in. That ain't part of the deal. The deal is protection, not aggression. And we started this war, and then he's calling you guys a bunch of cowards because you won't come in and help him. Well, why didn't he talk to you beforehand? And second of all, that isn't what the mission is. The mission is to protect the countries if they're attacked, not to go on the offense and do the attacking.
Okay, but do you think America was justified in joining Israel in the attack on Iran?
No.
There you go. Yeah, but leave it at that.
Absolutely not. Because we started the war. I'm not for starting any war. We fired the first shot. Plain and simple. You want to put it in Rambo terms? We drew first blood.
Many would argue, of those who support the war, that Iran had drawn a lot of blood through this regime for a very long time. They had supported and propped up. Well, hang on, Jesse. They had armed groups like Hamas and the Houthis and Hezbollah for decades. They had wreaked utter havoc, drawing enormous amounts of blood, and that actually the reason America and Israel had to deal with them now was that they
I'm finding out that Piers Morgan is part of the media saber rattling. I did not know this.
Well, here's what I say. Let's get the real history in. You know, I listen to people like Congressman Lawler in New York. They all love to go back to 1979, the day the Ayatollahs took over. They conveniently don't go back to when I was alive. I'm a little older than them. Let's go back to 1953, shall we? When Iran had a Democratic elected president, the United States didn't like him. We pulled a coup d'etat, and what did we do? We stuck the authoritarian dictator, the Shah, in power. That's when the I Hate America started, was way back in the 50s when we interfered in their democratic elections. But how convenient we are that we forget that. Then in 1979, what took place? The Ayatollahs took over, who were probably worse than the Shah. But let's remember, the hatred of America was started by America. It was not started by the Iranians. We interfered in their government way back in the 50s and overturned their democratic elected president. And then the dictatorship started with the Shah and now went to the Ayatollahs. And here we are today. But I'd like for Congressman Lawler to at least try to go back in history from before he was born to see what could have occurred, and that the United States was the person that caused the hatred between the two countries.
Jesse, I know you're very scathing of Trump now. There was a time when you were on more friendly terms. Here's a clip from you both at WrestleMania 20.
You know what?
What a gotcha.
I think that we
Look at that dyed
may
beard.
need a wrestler in the White House in 2008.
When you look at that, Jesse, I mean, that was 12, 13 years ago, I think. Trump has also been made a WWE Hall of Famer, which I know has angered you.
Yep.
How do you feel now looking back at that clip?
I feel that simply I was doing my job. I was doing what I was asked to do at the WWE. Trump being a Hall of Famer is a tragedy. This guy has never been in the ring. I got a good friend, Ken Patera, Olympian, first man to overhead press 500 pounds, 25 years in the wrestling business. Kenny Patera is not in the Hall of Fame. Donald Trump does not belong in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. He never earned it. You know what I had to do to get in the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame? At one point in my career, I wrestled 63 consecutive nights in a row. Yes. That's how you get in the Hall of Fame. When I was referring to putting a wrestler in the White House, I was talking about me, not him.
Really? That was a bit ambiguous.
Absolutely. I was a former...
Jesse was more qualified than Trump in 2008.
What are you talking about?
Jesse was talking about himself.
Pierce, what are you doing? Yeah, what... He thought they were like, gotcha. You wanted Trump in the White House back then. This guy has been talking about being president basically since he became governor.
As long as he's been a wrestling color commentator.
I mean...
And why would he say put a wrestler in the White House?
Yeah, Trump's not a wrestler. Yeah. What the fuck are we doing, Pierce? Jesse's shredding you, Pierce. You came unprepared.
Fucking, young millennial just discovered this story and passed it on to Pierce as a talking point.
Well, I mean, there's other things that he could gotcha. He could be like, you work for TKO. Like, you still
get money from them, yeah.
Yeah, like, and they're tied. You could go that route of like, you are ingratiated with that company now that's very aligned with this administration. And I'm sure he would just be like, it's wrestling, Pierce.
Governor of Minnesota.
I'm there to talk about cage matches.
Wrestler. I don't include him. He's only in the Hall of Fame because he stopped an investigation against Vince McMahon, sexual stuff.
Do you intend to run again for governor and therefore maybe president?
I don't necessarily intend to run again, but I'm working on something that could send me straight to Washington and go face to face with this guy.
Oh no!
You would run for
Plans
president?
may be in the works.
I mean, he can't run for president again. So what would that involve?
A wistful look by Jesse.
You'll have to find out. Wait and see. I'm not going to spill it here.
You're not going to crash.
But I'll put it to you this way. Wait. Piers, I'll put it to you this way. We withstood the onslaught of the Gestapo in Minnesota. Well, I was taught in war to do this. You ensure that your backyard is secure. That's the first thing you do. Well, Minnesota's now secure. We've repelled the onslaught.
No, it's not. They're still there.
Now it's time for us to go on the offense. So maybe it's time to send the Navy SEAL to Washington. Maybe it's time for a showdown between the Vietnam veteran and the draft dodger.
Do you actually mean a physical confrontation? Or?
Piers, you're fucking but if he wants it, he's in the Hall of Fame. Let's both get in the ring.
Oh, Jesse. Also, we know that Jesse just means bringing a camera crew from like True TV, where he's just like standing outside the Capitol being like, Mr. President, I'm here. Where are you? Like, wrong building, Jess.
Just like the Rusty Tillman feud. I'm getting to him.
Yeah, right. Oh, my Lord.
I mean, there is a UFC.
After all, he's in the Hall of he's in the Hall of Fame, isn't he?
Right. I mean, there is
even though he's never ever had a match.
Right. There is a UFC whole event going on imminently at the White House. Maybe they could extend it and have you against Trump.
Do you think he'd have the guts to do that? Are you kidding me?
Well, when he got
this guy,
when he got shot.
Oh, this has devolved into like two guys at the bar. Wait, when Pierce says that the UFC thing that they could extend the ring, he doesn't mean extend. It's got eight. It's the octagon. It needs to shrink down to 4.
Well,
Jesse, to be fair to
wait
Trump,
a minute, Pierce.
To be fair to Trump, when he got shot,
I'm going to tell
when
you.
he got shot, he got back up and said, fight.
Oh, yeah, right. You ever hear of a blade job? Anyway.
What, do you think it was fake?
Anyway.
You think it's fake?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Scar today?
Somebody died literally sitting behind him.
I don't know. You know, come on, Piers. You're going to tell me this guy's a big hero now?
Oh my God, this got real at the end.
Yeah.
Jesse had to cut Jesse's carny instincts to be like, he faked, the assassination was faked. You ever hear of a blade job? That's crazy. That's not, the headline is Jesse Ventura says Trump
faked assassination. Worked his assassination.
There's not.
Which, again, people have been, like, he's the first one to really say that, like, I think, on a show publicly. We've all been saying it for over a year.
The only headlines I see is like, oh, he covered up Vince McMahon's sexual stuff, which the timelines are wrong. It's not Jesse Ventura says Trump did a blade job. That should be the headline.
Correct.
He's like an AEW wrestler. He's blading a weird part of his body. You know, they got Mark Davis in the webs of your fingers. You got Chris Jericho blading his pec. And now Trump
Piper
blading
did the ear at Starrcade 83.
You know what happened? Triple H, probably on that phone call where he asked, is Vince really dead? He was like, if you ever do a blade job, take Tylenol. And the blood will really start. And you redo that thing, do the weird blowing thing.
I thought that day he was.
That's what you're going to tell me?
That day he was.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, well, then he accomplished what he wanted out of you guys.
No, I think you can be heroic on one day and you can be less heroic on others. But if you ask me, was he heroic when he got shot? Yeah, and I think those who try to pretend he wasn't actually shot or anything, it's ridiculous.
You're right. You know what I feel bad about was that if he'd have joined us in Vietnam, we might have won, huh?
No.
He could have put us. Why did he run and hide when he
think
could have joined us and led us to?
Piers Morgan's belief is somebody can be surviving an assassination is not really heroic. That's just like, I don't know, luck, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the argument against John McCain from him?
Yeah. Abe Lincoln, our least heroic president. You coward. Can't you just survive? He tried.
John F. Kennedy.
I don't think anything would have changed the fortunes of the United States in that war.
Yeah, probably not, considered he called us all suckers, didn't he?
Yeah.
What would you say to Trump if you had a chance to speak to him?
He just said it all. You're a
I'd
coward.
prefer not to speak with him.
Jesse, you just spent the whole time that you're going to confront him. Now you're going to say I'm not going to speak to him?
He's going to turn into that Mickey
Rourke clip
real quick here.
I don't know.
God.
You know, he's
remember that?
You know, to me, he has no courage. He never has. I'll tell you what he is, Piers. Everybody knows these people. You're with a group of guys, and there's always one guy who will start the fight and then hold your coat. That's Donald Trump. He'll start the fight, but he'll hold your coat, and then the next day he'll tell everybody how tough he was.
Jesse Ventura, it's great to see you've lost none of your fighting spirit in the many years since I last interviewed you. Thank you very much for
Pierce
coming
Morgan,
on.
Pierce,
New Japan
I'll
fan.
never lose my fighting spirit. You take care, man. And if you dare to have me on again, we'll see.
You will always be welcome. Always be welcome, Jesse.
Jesse's laughing. Okay. Anything else? Should we start the? Or did you guys want to watch the midnight match in honor of Dennis Condrey? Come on, you guys want
knock out some of this book. We gotta get going.
We'll knock out the whole book. I think we can. I mean, it's more than we usually do. It won't be a 5-hour, 100-page gimmick like we did with Bret Hart. But where were we? We hate. Is it? He hate Bob Costas. I can find it. Is that where we left off? Yes, we did because we left off. No, it did. We left. He lifted another beer. And Ryan Clement was drinking his woes away at Gabor's. So, and we watched the Bob Costas interview, which is good because we get a little bit of the Brett's version of things. They're amplified in his writers, this author's mind. It starts out, Vince McMahon looks spent and haggard. Bob Golick, the TNN announcer, was approaching him. Golick asked him, how you doing?
Did you ever watch Saved by the Bell, the college years?
Oh, is that him?
He was the RA, wasn't he?
Yeah. Is that him?
Yeah. Former Cleveland Brown.
I don't remember him being. Wow, I really don't remember him being the XFL guy. That's crazy.
Mike's his brother.
Not so good, McMahon said. Last night didn't go the way I'd hoped. So the cheerleader cam, the whole thing, that whole weird sketch, that game did a 2.4 in the ratings. I did make this note because it's Bob Golick. Vince McMahon does the Mad Men meme. Not good, Bob. There you go. WWF stock price hit an all-time low, $11.81. Sudi, his eyes are arched. He's always
I should have bought.
Yes, you should have bought then. Now what would it be?
200 or something?
Yeah. 6 weeks of XFL games remained. So, Vince McMahon, though, has an idea about who is at fault for why the ratings keep plummeting. Do we have any guesses? Who is at fault?
JR.
Well, we cut to Larry Stewart sitting in the Los Angeles Times newsroom, and Brett gets to describe a newsroom. It almost seems quaint now. There's like typing sounds, Mm-hmm. People are murmuring. He is the paper's TV sports columnist, and he's got his boss, Bill Dwyer. Bill Dwyer doesn't believe that the XFL deserves good coverage in the sports section. Bill Dwyer graduated from Notre Dame, same class as Monday Night Football producer Don Ohlmeyer, whose son Drew worked as the LA Extreme Director of Communications. The amount of that comes up where you see, this person worked with this and this. It is really underlines like it's the who you know kind of thing. Just get these kind of do nothing jobs. What were you doing as the LA Extreme Director of Communications, you think? For the XFL. The LA Extreme.
Well, you're probably writing into the paper to let them know the broadcast schedule, probably setting up radio interviews. There's enough dumb shit to fill a day.
Those are good answers. Yeah, I didn't think of those, but they all sounded good.
Filling out a 40-hour. There's got to be some time where he's just, he's having some meetings. So Larry Stewart picks up the phone. It's Vince McMahon. And Vince McMahon is upset about that Bill Plaschke column. It was the one that came out after the league's second game. Plaschke had focused on the hot tub behind the end zone, the man who got shoved out of his wheelchair. Let's see.
That's right.
So he gives an interview, and he says, by the way, Jesse Ventura is on thin ice. We've made mistakes. I think our biggest one was our selection of announcers. We need football announcers, not WWF announcers. Our research shows people don't like Ventura on the XFL. He's too over the top.
Let's talk about your sexual stuff, McMahon.
Hyperbole turns people off. They know when you're not telling the truth.
1953. What happened then?
Yeah, to accuse Jesse Ventura of not telling the truth, he was the one about the Plum Island.
What?
Vince McMahon, don't you know about Lyme disease and ticks? McMahon's billion. I like that Brett writes billion. It's just one. Was predicated on hyperbole. He was swathed in hyperbole.
Stop it.
Yeah, this is we're
hyperbole. That's not
hyperbole.
real.
What? What's the problem? What's wrong? How do you say it?
All right, very funny.
Everything he said was gauged or gauged. How do you guys say it? Toward maximum exaggeration. He is, I liked this. He's the ruler of all falsity. And then he gets a little Brett line in here. He's like Ron Jeremy preaching abstinence. The ruler of all falsity. And he's telling us what's real. So Ventura is in St. Paul. And they ask him about, what do you think about Vince McMahon saying you're the problem? I'm not getting into that. He's not a quitter. I made a commitment. I will fulfill that commitment. Because he knows that if he did, he probably wouldn't get paid. He can't break a contract. And this is, Brett likes this, because he says the difference between McMahon and Ventura is that Ventura has a glimmer of propriety about him. So there we go. Jim Bell is asked about it. And he goes, look.
What does that mean to you?
What, a glimmer of propriety?
Yeah.
It means that Brett, at least to Brett's mind, is that like Jesse won't bullshit you, and that he has some shred of integrity, and will not
Sure.
He's going to work the room. I don't work the room a little bit. I think Brett straight up thinks Vince just is like pollution out of his mouth, just bullshit. You can't, not one word because of the rest, which is funny because Ventura is a wrestler. He speaks the same language.
Yeah, but we kind of feel the same way about Jesse, so I don't know that he's wrong.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse won't. Will he bullshit you? I mean, he has his own version of it.
Yeah.
It's just, Vince, yes. If you're looking at both men standing side by side, Vince McMahon, you're going to be like, ooh. You're going to have a little ooh, no. Jim Bell is asked about it, the former WWF Vice President of Marketing. And he was just like, well, Jesse's not scoring high marks. Jim Ross wasn't either. Vince just was saying what the research was. What do you want? He wasn't lying.
I like this character, the numbers guy.
Jim Bell. I'm in marketing. McMahon had always believed that Ventura overvalued himself. That's true. Well, Hulk Hogan once said, Brett relays, McMahon would ride the horse until it drops and then shoot it and then eat the horse. Cool. So now we get, who do we get here? Who's talking? A producer in the NBC's Olympic division. He says most of us. This is an anonymous person. What's up?
I have a Jim Bell story. Can I share it?
Oh, good. Yeah. What happened to Jim Bell?
Oh, God damn it. Close this. This is from 2005. A former executive of World Wrestling Entertainment admitted Thursday that he accepted kickbacks in return for steering licensing rights for several of the company's products. James Bell, 49 of Norwalk, pleaded guilty in U.S. District Court to mail fraud.
Oh, boy.
The former senior vice president of licensing and merchandising was released on $50,000 bond, faces up to 5 years in prison, and restitution of $2 million.
Damn.
Vince really knows how. Vince and Linda really know how to pick them. You know what I mean? It's almost like it's a syndicate. Is there any other company? I mean, I'm sure, yes, but I'm saying a blank. Oh, jeez. Would you call like
that's it's more frequent in business than you probably realize.
I know, but I was, like I'm trying to think of like a kind of a boring ass company.
Well, but they until the sale, they were like the last company of that size run by such a carny family,
right?
Still.
Like, I'll just throw, like, Gus will love this, NVIDIA, right? Let's throw out that company. Is NVIDIA, like, are they going like, we have this guy that's like possibly molesting kids? Should we hire him back? Like,
depending on who they are, where they're positioned in the company, yeah. Listen, I've worked at companies less than 100 people, and there's criminal shit going on at that size. So
okay, all right. I mean, I don't think NVIDIA. Look, NVIDIA's a bad company. I don't think they're doing that, but they're doing other bigger.
Anyone that makes over $1 billion is a pedophile, and so they can prove me wrong now.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's the Workers Club stance. We're endorsing that. Dana White, you're on notice. Provide the evidence. So,
and if you're not, you have evidence of other pedophiles, and by not releasing that evidence, you're a pedophile. So
that's absolutely. You have to, yes. As Mick Foley said, the first time to speak up was then. The best second time to speak up is now.
I fail to believe that my Americans are like that.
Was that a direct attack to Paul Levesque? You had your time to say something then. And then you had a second time when you heard the cries in the offices. The third time is now.
No, Mick was just separated from his wife and is looking for validation.
Oh, no. Is it the shirt? Is it the hair?
It's the condo. It's completely the condo.
You think he lives there?
He needs a couple of guys to go out to breakfast with him every day, and we wouldn't.
Yeah. God, is that bad that I'm like that fucking sounds like it would rock? I'd love.
Sure. I mean, that's all this.
I'd love to have a cup of coffee with a guy and have a big breakfast plate put in front of me.
Talking about the headlines.
Yeah.
That's like the thing that I miss most about my AA days. Was every Wednesday and Saturday was the old guys taking me out.
Brother, move down here. I'll take you out every Wednesday and Saturday.
A nice diner breakfast that they'd pick up the tab on. And then they'd pick out the horses for the races that night.
I'm
Sober,
always.
huh?
Let's do this. Let's do this 3. What's your diner breakfast order? I do the what is it, like 3 eggs, 2 slices of bacon, and then the hash browns. Yeah. Is anybody getting?
I don't do any fancy.
I do over easy.
Okay.
I want the yolk so I can mix it all up into a slop.
You know what I usually do is I get bacon and I get wheat toast, and then I put the bacon on the toast and I make a little sandwich out of it.
See, I have to look at the waitress and go, no toast. Don't put the toast on there, and don't
you get grits instead.
Yes, I've gotten grits. My dad loves grits. My father loves grits so much. And only after he moved down south, it became.
Grits aren't gluten.
No. I think it's like just rice mush.
Okay.
But yeah, he called me once. He was like, "I love grits," and he also started loving wet wet peanuts. You heard of this? Where they boiled peanuts. Boiled peanuts. That's what it is. I called it wet peanuts. Boiled peanuts.
I have no idea what that is.
But he won't do sweet tea, and he has to. He'll say to people down there, he'll say, "Not sweet." Make it clear, not sweet. I'll have tea, not sweet, because that's the go-to. You want some sweet tea? Gus, do you have a diner order?
No.
No. Oh my gosh, it shocks me for some reason. Do you not like diners?
Oh, I just want to keep it moving.
Oh my god! Wait, we got 2 hours. We'll carry on to the next.
I got
thing.
no sleep last night. I'm dying. So.
Oh, okay. You're not like me, where you just like, you become like a. I don't even know. I don't have a reference. I always hear people say Dragon Ball Z character, and I don't know what that means.
No, I'm still reeling from daylight savings time, so that
oh my god,
changed.
Well, here's an NBC producer to Brett anonymously because he was scared about losing his job all those years ago. Most of us are embarrassed by it, he says. Sports telecasts have degrees of integrity and worth, and this is taking it pretty low. There is concern, but we're not losing sleep over it. No one's rallying behind it. No one watches it here as far as being a loyal NBC employee. The real thing is how this reflects on the network as a whole. It's like watching a train wreck. You watch the halftime show and see Vince McMahon throw the cameraman into the locker room door of the Orlando Rage cheerleaders. Do I see that and say, Jesus Christ, I'm embarrassed to be associated with that? Yeah, all of us to some degree. It feels a little dirty. So, he also adds, that there's budget cuts across NBC. NBC's not doing well. And producer Dateline says there's a lot of resentment right now that NBC, the sports division, is getting all this money, all these budgets. The Olympics were a failure. Now this thing. Everyone's losing their jobs. And then we got to watch this XFL bullshit. It's a loss of prestige. NBC's involvement is a disgrace for the network. It's disgraceful and disgusting, said Chet Simmons, the network's first sports division president. And he says, if it being angry at the NFL because they didn't get a piece of the NFL is the last con force them to do that, they're crazy. That shouldn't be the motivation. Now remember, Ebersol's motivation was, we're going to lose money if we overpay for sports rights. And so he's thinking this would be like a fix. Well, what if we own? This guy's going like, no, you just pay him. Prestige, baby. Anyways, he's talking to a bunch of people that are still around from his days. We all feel the same way. We're all very disappointed.
Could you imagine getting called to like comment on a position at like a job you held like 20 years before or something, and like Could you talk shit about the guy who's failing in the job you did 20 years ago? Like,
I want to say yes, maybe. I don't know. 20 years, yeah, that'd be 20 years from now. I don't know. It's always different. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
that's
it's a
why
different
I
landscape.
could never, like, that's why it's so weird to me. Like, I couldn't reasonably comment on, like, I'm sure somebody out there somewhere is holding a position or a version of a position I had like 15 or 20 years ago. And like, I would not be able to comment because everything changes so much everywhere that it's not even the same job.
You go back to like a Hy-Vee, you're like, oh man, second groceries, huh? Well, is the manager still an asshole? Larry?
Do I do that?
I know, it's hard because I have a particular way of doing things.
You know, I worked at the grocery store half a mile from me for 7 years. And I ran it. So, you know, I got feelings when I go through there. What do those end caps look like? You know, what are we pushing this week?
Yeah. Why isn't this stocked right now? I know I've been to a grocery store and I've gone, what's happening here?
The game is so different with the fucking Instacart shit. Pass me by.
This will not make us happy because then he goes, this guy's got a really kind of nauseating quote. He goes, to put the peacock in front of any event that we did was a very prideful moment. It's about putting that NBC peacock. That means something when it comes to sports and NBC.
Absolutely.
You think about NBC 20 years ago, World Series, Wimbledon, Major League Baseball, which that's also World Series. This is a dumb list by this guy. Professional football, being part of the first Super Bowl, same thing. He doubled. You can't even put that in the same breath with the XFL. It turns your stomach.
We got marks and all sorts of business.
He's remembering the salad days when they had the upper hand. And what a time it was. Everything was gravy. What's the problem? Just pay them over $500,000. What's wrong?
What happens when Friends and Seinfeld are not anymore?
I know. Ebersol is telling like Marv Albert and Bob Costas, don't worry, don't even talk about the XFL. Look, don't lower yourself. Costas joined NBC in 1980. Costas called Ebersol the czar of my universe because he kind of like groomed him up. Costas built a career on his silken tongue. Now this is interesting from Brett Forrest. Parentheses. He loved to hear the sounds it made. In parentheses. What? Is that Bob Costas loved to hear his silken tongue?
Yeah, Bob likes the sound of his own voice.
I guess so. But the parentheses is like, hey, let me tell you something. Bob loved his silken tongue. I'm like, what the? I put 3 question mark. What? Built a career on a silken tongue.
Yeah, no, Bob Costas had a rib removed so he could suck his own dick.
So finally, Bob Costas says something about the XFL. He says, it has to be at least a decade since I mused out loud. Why doesn't somebody combine mediocre high school football with a tawdry strip club? Finally, somebody takes my idea and runs with it. Well, there you go. So March 14th, we're going to get Bobby Knight and Vince McMahon on the record with Bob Costas on HBO. This is how Brett describes it. What's up?
Costas is from Long Island?
Is that
where does he get that jerk-off accent from?
You think he has a Long Island thing, even though he's from St. Louis? He's from St. Louis? I think he's
from Long Island. He's from
Long Island. Long Island? I thought he was from St. Louis. Oh, I'm thinking of Joe Buck. He's from Long Island. So he grew up. He watched. He's like Vince Russo. He grew up watching Vince's wrestling. What happened to the heroes like Bruno Sammartino?
No, I'm just saying his accent.
That's what he's saying. No, he's new. He's flattening it out.
It's bizarre though. Yeah. Okay.
A world where Bob Costas sounds like
he's
Vince
kind of got
Russo.
permanent announcer voice.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Bobby Knight, bro, I'm telling you, when you attack that playa,
Yeah, you think he drops it if he's had a few beers?
all of a sudden he turns into Vince.
You think he turns into Russo?
Yeah. I was there at the
definitely says jerk off. That is a definitive.
Oh yeah, for sure. In neutral voice, that guy's a jerk off. Yeah, he's pronouncing jerk off.
He's telling a story about Joe Morgan and doing something creepy.
I was sitting with Joe Morgan. His hands were wandering, bro. This is how Brett sees the interview. Their knees, Vince McMahon and Bob Costas, their knees are almost touching. Then he writes, Bob Costas gave away a half a foot and 50 pounds to the bulging McMahon. So Brett's like, I'm going to lay this. This is a fight, okay? I'm going to write this like it's a fight. Costas calls it a low-rent form of television. The outline of a vein flashed along Vince McMahon's neck. Vince calls Bob an elitist. It's populist
from Long Island.
Yeah. Why would anyone want to wish me ill? McMahon asked, a mask of solicitude. This was funny. The show was only an hour long. We'll get to that in a minute. That's his response to who would wish me ill. Costas plays the Trish Stratus as a concubine.
Costas went to Syracuse. It's not an elitist.
He's an maybe him and Rotunda.
Oh, there you go.
He's going. He's like, I see this paper written over in Indiana. It's good journalism. What was that paper? What was the paper called that Vince Russo wrote for?
Oh God, I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Brett writes during this Trish Stratus segment that he plays on the record. A WWF voice squealed over the action. I came to Washington, D.C., and I'm going to get to see Bush. Who do you think that was? JR? McMahon responds to that with a deadpan, I'm the consummate gentleman. I would never do anything in bad taste.
A man who has an opinion about Chief Wahoo.
I also like that this was in Washington, D.C., this segment. I was like honoring his father's legacy and the family legacy. It's Capital Wrestling. Trish, strip in front of all these people.
Is it Turner's Hall?
Tim Hornbaker's taking notes. What's the gate?
Wrestling is dead again.
Wrestling is so Costa's like, what? How do you justify what we just saw? And now Vince McMahon is getting mad. His voice dropped an octave. He assumed a verbal swagger. Even though you're doing it with me, you want to play that way, boy? I can play. And Brett notes, he's going southern. Boy.
Yep.
Costas pressed his point with a tranquility that only enraged his guest further, which that is, yeah. Part of that is, yes, Bob Costas just leaning back and smirking. That's where we get to, we talked about it, McMahon comparing his show to The Sopranos and Sex and the City. Costas countered by going, hey, what about that kid that killed the other kid with a wrestling move? Bob, you're disappointing me. And Brett, to his credit, I guess, is like, yeah, wow, Bob is asking Vince to answer for like all of wrestling crime. But then he goes, McMahon adjusted his seat and leaned in toward his host again, the padded shoulders of his shiny suit nearly blocking Costas's face from the camera lens. When he opened his mouth, the force of his breath appeared to ruffle Costas's hair. Would you let me finish? He yelled, almost nose to nose with the host. Settle down, Brett. He's painting a very dramatic picture. If in 2000 you did not have HBO and did not see this. And then he does the McMahon with a big smile. This is amusing me. It's amusing you? You're amusing me. Okay, good. We're both amused. Did we at that time? Because this is what Brett and I both said. It was like, what are we, Joe Pesci? We both. This is Pesci. And then Costas hits him with it. It's interesting to see you lecturing somebody about class. I don't have class. And Vince McMahon hits the lamest insult of all time. This is the Bob Costas Interrupt program, right? Anywho, cut to the papers. USA Today. Score a takedown for Bob Costas. Mike Francesa. He had the alternate take. Vince McMahon ate Costas alive.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep. That's right. So, cut to a sea of kids wearing droopy
I'm going to pull a mic
jerseys.
and fall asleep on air.
That might be me tonight. I'm close.
A sea of kids wearing droopy NBA jerseys, bikers and beards, teenagers with hideous acne. What's Brett describing? Is it another XFL game? Wrong. It's a Monday Night Rise War in LA at the Staples Center. Dick Buttkiss is gonna take it in. He's there. He's gonna watch. Now, who are they gonna fill in for Jerry Lawler? Well, rumors were that Vince McMahon wanted to get New York Giants linebacker Lawrence Taylor.
Right.
Did Dick Buttkiss permeate or resonate with you guys at all? Because, like, obviously growing up in Chicago Bears, like, yeah, he's, whatever. But, like, was he that big of a deal outside of Chicago?
I knew the name. I knew that he's Dick Buttkiss, You knew more it was Mike Ditka because of the SNL thing.
Yeah. But see, I had the NFL 75 VHS.
Okay.
So I knew my history pretty well. And yeah, I knew Butkus was a Hall of Fame middle linebacker.
Okay.
I put him on level with like Ray Nitschke.
But he's not from Chicago, correct?
Butkus?
Is he from Chicago?
He played for Chicago.
He played. But it's that thing of like I always expect Dick, like when I watched old videos of XFL, I expected him to be like, this is what we're gonna do. Like he has like a thing.
No, he's from Malibu. Yeah, Dick Buttkiss.
He was born in Chicago. Yeah. And died in Chicago.
Oh, he died in Malibu. Never mind, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, died in Malibu.
Okay, so Chicago through and through.
Yeah.
So why didn't he have a thing? Did he just neutralize it, or because at that point when he's doing the XFL, it's very just gruff. Like, he just sounds neutral, like I don't know, like nothing, like not like how they would.
Not everybody has it.
I know, but look. Maybe I want him to have it. This here is the XFL trophy, $1 million game, that kind of thing. Gus, do you have a Chicago accent that you're hiding from us?
No.
My boss is from Chicago, and he's got a pretty good one.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever nudge him and go, "Duh, Bears"? Bears. Dick. So Dick Butkus is there.
Peanut, lay down.
Peanut. He's trying to
and
relax.
This just becomes content porn for Brett.
Brett is he's like, I can't believe I get to I'm the first author to write on these.
Yeah, he's David Foster Wallace writing about the cruise.
Yes, he's Gonzo. It's Gonzo journalism here, folks. He's there live with the dregs of society. If only he was on acid. Lawrence Taylor is an XFL commentator. That'd be fun. So this is what Dick Butkus is currently doing commentary. Like, they're just like, can you do this? Because we fired the other guy because he's... Okay, imagine explaining to his wife he took weird Polaroids of. We fired her because she's like kind of old for us. And then like this other guy, kind of old. We've already shown her tits, so it's like, what else can you do with her?
Yeah.
And we fired her, and then her husband. Were they married?
No, I don't think so.
Well, the creepy guy taking pictures of him like left in solidarity. Also, he had like some weird rape charge on him for an underage girl. I don't know why I'm telling you this, Mr. Buttkiss, but anywho, can you fill in for that guy? But this is the problem he has because NBC is like, I don't know what game is going to get the most ratings, and they're like deciding last minute. And so they tell Butkus last minute. That means that he has to fly, and he doesn't like flying. He wants to drive his RV to the game, and that's his big bugaboo. It was, why can't I drive my RV to the game? Just tell me sooner what game is going to be airing that I need to be at. He likes Vince McMahon, and he sees all the press coverage of the XFL, and he's in it. So he's like, my God, I didn't realize how much they hated this guy. After the second game, I was literally shocked. LA loses on a last-minute field goal, and I get home and I watch the sports shows, and they're literally ripping the shit out of everything. And I was like, what the hell? And I just want to say to Dick Butkus, used literally twice, and you meant figuratively once. So just don't be a literally guy. You couldn't have had a more exciting game, and the LA Times had an LA Times had an article about the hot tub in the end zone. Oh, do you think he's the guy that clued Vince McMahon into it? Vince, this Bill Plaschke guy wrote about the hot tub. I started to think it was a goddamn conspiracy. So who's at this Raw at the Staples Center? Well, Lakers forward Robert Horry. Dennis Hopper. Do you remember this Raw? Anybody? With
no.
Dennis Hopper in the crowd?
I wish I did. Fuck, I'm a huge Dennis Hopper guy.
They said they cut to him. 2 cheers. Yeah, Dennis Hopper watching a Raw is like, oh, he's having a moment. High art.
It's ironic.
Yes, he's nodding to everybody. This is ironic.
This is camp. He knows
wink,
it's camp.
Wink, wink. Did you see me in the Super Mario's brother movie? It's like this. The sign. Okay. security is taking signs. One of the signs that they take, where is Lawler? What a sad soul to write that sign. Why the fuck is Jerry? I'm going to go to the Staples Center tonight, honey, and I'm going to hold up the sign that says, where is Jerry?
First of all, you were just being a provocateur. But, my sign that I got on TV was Holly isn't over.
Holly? Who Holly? Crash Holly? Hardcore
Holly? He was getting a world title push.
Oh, shoot. I wasn't watching at that time.
Yep, see? I have a case. And it got taken.
They're like, we're trying to not with your help.
Oh, this sets us back 6 weeks.
It's like Pete. So you're watching Pete Hegseth saying, "Cover the war better, guys. Can we get on the same page? Can we not have Larry's in the crowd
got a world
holding
title shot again?" That's all I'm saying.
Can we not hold signs up that say this or that? Huh? How about signs that say it's going good? Hardcore Holly, yay yay! I'm hardcore for Holly. How about that? So Brett is describing all the video package that
you're making Pete Hegseth sound like that TNA producer when he yelled at the crowd to stop swearing.
I remember that. Yes. Hold on, you guys want to take a break, or is Gus gonna fall asleep?
Let's take a break.
Okay, let's take a break real quick.
All right.
Now we're recording. Hit me with it.
Okay. I started the timer, so you're...
What are you going to do to punish me?
You move on.
Oh, my God.
Well, never our thoughts.
Video packages are playing.
You're wasting time.
No. We're getting the full scope. Don't let Gus's sleepiness bully you.
Gus, I was bored, and I was scrolling the feed. Mia Wilson did a 4-hour and 45-minute podcast. I don't know how that happened.
Jeez.
We get to 2 now, and I'm getting drowsy.
Well, that was a Brett book. And we were doing 100 pages at a time.
It was the last of the Brett book as well.
We were probably just trying to just get it out. Just no matter. I'm sure you said before we recorded, we just got to finish this. Let's just go through whatever we got.
I'll bring more energy next week. I've got a project at work that's been running for a few months. It's just...
Mm-hmm.
Gus is trying to make a new AI for his work. A new Claude. So there's video packages playing. So many storylines moved across the screen in 30 seconds. It was hard for Butkus to keep pace. He lacked the knowledge of a year's worth of backstory. Dick Butkus is the casual fan Brian Alvarez is talking about. I don't know what's happening. What's going on? Blood spurted, bodies slammed, torsos whipped around like rotors.
All right.
There were easily 50 shots in 10 seconds. Boom, 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 boom. Fire Kevin Dunn. That's what Brett's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
All sound and light sucked into the spider web. Okay, so Brett starts calling something the spider web, and I spent this whole last chunk of the chapter going, the fuck is he talking about? What is the fucking spider web? I think he just means the entrance, the metal around the Titantron.
Okay.
The kind of beams. You know how they used to have the
metal trusses.
Yes. He describes an implosion as, well, first explosions progressed along wires towards the spider web. Crack, crack, crackle. An implosion, more than an explosion. Ka, pow! I didn't have any of this underlined, but because you put me on a timer, now I'm going to talk about all of Brett's descriptions of fireworks. The Staples Center's waffled. Okay, no, I did underline this. This is a sentence. Ready? It felt like the building leaned to one side. Sentence. Next sentence. It felt like the building leaned to one side, comma, then pulled itself right. What's happening? Is Brett having a seizure? What's going? The building
I've never
felt
seen
like
one of those before.
he's the pyro is making him repeat words. What's happening? Dennis Hopper is shown on the big screen. He smirks. The crowd roars. Shane McMahon sprinted out of the spider web. Again, I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? Is he just talking about the entrance? Butkus likes Vince McMahon, watching him. This guy's an actor. Blah, 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 blah. It's the build-up to WrestleMania with The Rock and Austin, with Deborah, blah, 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 blah. Brett writes, in a single show, he was able to combine explication of an old grudge, promotion of a developing storyline, and the promise of action into a seamless ballet that strung out the violence. Jam Ross, don't read this book. And then what was Dick Butkus's final verdict on all this after watching Raw is War? It's like a soap opera. It's entertainment. Cut to the Outlaws losing to... Who are they losing to? Birmingham? They lose, and no, are they losing? Look, they have white towels emblazoned with "He Hate Me." Finally, NBC is like, what if we hand out towels with "He Hate Me" and they can swing them around? Problem is, Rod Smart doesn't appear in the game. But there is one fan in the that has a sign that says "He hate Bob Costas."
Wonderful.
So, moving on. Next chapter. Start the timer again, Larry. I dare you. Yeah, you thought it. Look, I'm telling you, this chapter, you know how long this chapter is compared to like a Vince Russo 2? Hold on. 213. Hold on. 213 to. Okay, 10 pages. That's not too bad.
Do it.
Outlaws, PR man, Trey Fitzgerald. He runs up to number 74, offensive tackle, John Blackman. Hey, John, NBC wants to talk to you. They do? Yeah. Tell them to fuck off.
Wow.
Okay. XFL game ratings were a 2.4 for two.
He's like the linemen in Any Given Sunday are like that.
Yeah.
They're all gassed up and super aggressive and shoot guns and listen to heavy metal.
Fuck off.
And they're the white guys. That's how Oliver Stone has them positioned.
Like they're listening to Bill Collins. They're listening to
the Eagles.
The Eagles. XFL games ratings were a 2.4 for 2 straight weeks. They're like, oh, we've leveled off. Okay, this is our number, 2.4. Not great. It's half of, they wanted a 4 point something. March 17th, Birmingham versus Las Vegas. Sorry, dropped another 33%. That was a 1.6. Oh boy. This is what they assume is the broken record for the lowest rated primetime sports programming in network TV history. Had any program of any genre ever rated lower in all the years of primetime network TV? So Brett's got the shovel ready. He wants to know. Nielsen Media Research refused to comb its archives that extended to the 1950s. Okay, fine. Let's see. What does it say? In the 13-year history of Nielsen's People Meter sample, it did. It was the lowest rated night. But that wasn't informative. It wasn't conclusive. What about all-time TV history? Well, Brett did the research. August 30th, 1997, ABC News special about a drug policy on Saturday night. That was a 1.6. Okay. A sitcom on Fox called Mr. President starring George C. Scott.
Wow.
That was a Friday on February 13th, 1988. That earned a 1.5. Whew. XFL is not the lowest of all time in prime time. But then Brett brings up, he's like, it's ratings discourse. That just means 100,000 fewer homes tuned in to Patton playing president. And this,
you know that
Brett,
show?
I sent the link. In the thing.
Okay.
Where I send my things that are totally out of context, I send a link. People have put a few episodes up on YouTube.
Okay.
And now Brett realizes that he's written "There's Just One Problem" a bunch of times because he writes "There's just one hitch." Fox had been on the air for less than a year, so now he's like trying to be like, "Look, XFL is the lowest rated thing of all time."
WWE's been in business for 75 years. They're expected to have high ratings.
Fox had been on the air for less than a year. The Simpsons were not even on the air. They're 2 years away. Fox hardly qualified as a major network at that time. So let's just, for the sake of it, just say the XFL was the lowest primetime network thing of all time. Then you get Jeff Zucker. He's there at the West Wing set announcing all the future stuff for NBC. And he won't comment on the XFL. But he will point to Bob Newhart and Cisco standing nearby going, they're going to be in a program together about Cisco's life. A show within a show. So there you go. That didn't, by the way, that never happened. I couldn't even, there's no even, I don't even think a pilot ever was filmed. But Bob Newhart and Cisco of the Thong Song at one point were going to do an NBC show where it was about like a show within a show.
Wow. Have you ever heard that?
He's talking to Gus. Gus
No.
is sleeping. Thursday, March 22nd, Vince McMahon walked to the New York Times building. Security guards practically bowed before the impresario. And I thought, man, Vince McMahon's security guards, that's like a 1-to-1. He's always, those guys. All right. They love him. He loves
Mm-hmm.
Him and DeVito are meeting with Neil Andor at the New York Times and the sports media columnist Richard Sandomir. This is the first time that McMahon dampens NBC's future. I hope NBC steps up with us. A day later, he's meeting with Bill Dwyer from the Los Angeles Times there and Larry Stewart. We should have done this sooner. So now Vince is going around to the media going, I need these reporters to stop burying us. Or as Brett describes it, the intricate web of India Inc. opinion makers. And Vince just keeps saying, just give us a chance. Bill Dwyer and Larry Stewart loved him so much that they gave him a tour of the Times newsroom.
Right.
And he says, Brett says that McMahon just keeps saying, we should have done this sooner. Now Linda McMahon is going to have a conference call. What's she going to say? Hey, we just passed the anniversary. WWF has bought WCW. Okay. So now that's like, oh, don't look at the XFL. Look how successful we are. Now, Brett wants you to visualize something, so he's going to write, there's a rent-a-cop. Not any rent-a-cop. A Samoan rent-a-cop. I don't know how Brett came to this conclusion, but just so you can, in your mind, you're reading the book, it's a Samoan rent-a-cop. He's looking around at this Las Vegas game that's about to take place.
Yes.
He's looking at the LA Coliseum. He let out a... I'm not going to do a voice, Larry.
Oh, come on. LA, Samoan guy. Can't do
We
your
got
5 to make it.
15,000 for a Garfield High School game in November.
It's
I
an
went the other
artistic
way.
choice. Okay.
Yeah. That's just for a regular game, not a playoff game or nothing. He gestured towards the field. I've never seen this small number of people. There's the DJ in the parking lot that goes, "Yo, all right, let's hear it for the Trojans." So it's LA versus Orlando. Who cares? LA won the game 35-26. So once again, let's see.
LA doesn't even like their NFL team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry, I was wrong. It's LA versus the Outlaws. I'm sorry. I said Orlando. Yeah. No. LA's, they're mid on their team. Ryan Clement looked like he'd gone 15 rounds with a meat tenderizer. So another loss for old Ryan Clement. And then he says, and this is the guy that's engaged to a sax. They're still paying me more than I make anywhere else. I'm just tired of taking too many painkillers. Okay.
Wonderful.
Clement couldn't wait to get back to Vegas. There were good times waiting for him there. A friend's bachelor party. Brett's rubbing his hands. Here we go. She wore only yellow hot pants. She slid headfirst from the ceiling to the floor, cradling a brass pole between her shoulder and chin as though it were one long telephone. What a way to describe a brass pole. This was Crazy Horse 2, TOO, the Las Vegas strip club. Women swayed like grain stalks in the wind. What a nerd in a strip club. I mean, I don't know. How would you describe strippers? Just dancing, I guess. Or maybe we're not as ethereal as grain stalks in the wind.
I don't. Yeah, it's so unnecessarily writerly.
Yes. Tiny clutch purses packed tight with dirty crumpled bills. 3 girls for every guy. And basically, these are all guys that he used to, they're on the Denver Broncos that he knows. So he's been invited. He's joined the Broncos bachelor party. A few players brandished chunky Super Bowl rings. And eventually they emerged at Flamingo Road to go to Dre's. And now this place apparently is like a nightclub after hours thing. I believe at this time it was a supper club because the way he described the interior.
You think Brian Greasy was there? Or Gus Farrat? I'm looking at 2000 Denver Broncos. Bill Romanowski, he could be partying.
Can we get one of those guys on? Can one of those guys click a StreamYard link to be like, how is Draz? Draz? It's housed in the Barbary Coast Casino, which is run down, but apparently it's supposed to be the best restaurant in Las Vegas. Ryan Clement going, well, hey, look, Las Vegas quarterback around these pots. I'll go up there and say my name. We'll get in. And the bouncer doesn't know who he is. My name did nothing, says Ryan Clement. So eventually one of the Denver Broncos guys goes up and they get in. Brett looks around at the people in Dre's. Everyone's eyes looked like saucers. And eventually in the morning, Clement crawls out. Chapter 15, April Fools.
Oh, you cheap son of a bitch.
Good job.
This is where the XFL is. I'm telling you, we'll get through this. 2 production staffers are in the food line at the game. I'm Pyro, said one. Oh, hey, I'm Bill, said the other. That's how it's going on the XFL staff. March 25th, Ditka Ebersol is in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. What the fuck? He's at a PGA event, and somebody, a Washington Post reporter corners him and says, "What's up with the XFL? Is NBC going to continue? We all want to see it work." The game between Las Vegas and Los Angeles, 1.8. There you go. So not the 1.5. Ebersol says, one of the few minor surprises was that the public and the media did not really respond to the little engine that could aspect of the league. Come on now.
It's a small business.
Yeah. Don't you want to root for the little guy? March 27th. XFL President Basil DeVito, Washington, D.C. He's Rich Rose, head of the league's expansion committee. That's right. Mike Keller, vice president of football operations. They were touring RFK Stadium. That's right. We're going to expand. Brett throws in one of his lines. What next? The White Snake Stadium tour? Vince McMahon wants to build an XFL headquarters. He's looking across the street from Titan Towers. And Brett asks, was everyone willfully out of touch? We're in the Mirage Sports Book. It's Robert Walker, head of the sports book. He's a Vegas bookie, right? Well, that's not the picture of Vegas bookie. What does that look like? Not this guy. He was tall and thin, with wire-rimmed glasses, a dark sport coat, and the diction of an English teacher. All right, I know the voice exactly for this guy. He was one of the first bookmakers in town to take on the XFL. The casinos were initially skeptical about booking a Vince McMahon enterprise. Now where are we? Now what's happening, Brett? Sportsbook wouldn't handle anything that was fixed, at least not to their satisfaction. Now where are we, Brett? What's going on with the betting market? Here's what Robert Walker says. The only league I can liken the XFL to is the WNBA. That's English diction, right?
Sure.
Walker had been and Walker was there at Sam Boyd Stadium. He was there for the first game when the Outlaws shut out the Hitman. He thought the league had a chance. But then he read the reporting, and he used to write at a newspaper for on the sports beat. Quote, he knew a hatchet job looked like. We would love to see the XFL succeed, but it'll die its own death. People won't ask about it. They won't care about it, and that'll be the end. So, Brett surmises Ebersol and McMahon had created brand awareness as though they were selling a logo, but not looking at why people actually like football or get behind teams. They weren't promoting like team identities, which is that the job of the overarching league or the job of the people in the office of the team?
Well, it might be a result of the fact that there aren't owners.
True.
Yeah.
Just general managers and coaches. But that did make me think of that picture of Rob Lowe wearing the NFL hat.
Yes.
So, we're back at the Outlaws. They've lost three of their next 3 there are 4 here. They're not doing well. Rod Smart's in the locker room naked. And now we got Brian Bosworth, right? He's now doing color commentary. The Boz. A young man in a co-ed naked lacrosse t-shirt. I'm guessing that's what it says, right? Co-ed naked
You don't remember that brand?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Can you look it up and show me a picture?
Yeah.
The kid hoisted up a sign reading, "I love Bosworth." Boz gives him a little thank you, gives him a little wave. During the half, cameras found 4 women in the crowd wearing tight white t-shirts advertising Cheetah's strip club. The women were grinding. Okay, let's look at these shirts here.
You know, they're all little like winks and nods to sex, right?
Nice. I've never seen any of these.
Yeah, you know, late 90s, you know, kind of frat boy kind of stuff, right? Just like the baseball hats that had the colleges on them in all the same font. Remember those?
Yeah, I kind of remember that. Okay. There's women advertising the Cheetah Strip Club. They're grinding. They started climbing on the men. A few rows away, pay attention, this becomes a character in this chapter. A few rows away, a 4-year-old girl, he knows the age, in a yellow t-shirt and frilly pink socks mimicked the display. Brett's going full on early 2000s Puritan, the silent majority. This 4-year-old girl is... I don't want to talk. A 4-year-old girl.
I know.
I can't imagine replicating all the actions that occur here. The Cheetah Girls were competing for attention. No. Yeah. They start grinding on a man's lap and they're fondling each other.
That's a real wet blanket. You think he's got
He's got his notebook on. He's just discerning. He's looking. He's writing. He's looking at the parents. They kind of feel shame, maybe. Why are you? He says instead of why you're at this game, he's like, why are you at this pool of debauchery and no. The stadium guy is zooming in on their Cheetah's logo, providing free advertising to a crowd of 17,000. One of the strippers grabs the bottom of her t-shirt as to lift it, and then they cut to a shot of the field, which causes the crowd to boo. The little girl, 4-year-old girl in the yellow t-shirt, stretched out the end of her shirt. Should I? Am I replicating? Which... having had a 4-year-old, they're not going to be watching a bunch of and then going like that. Ryan Clement threw a pass. That's just one sentence. A demon linebacker, John Haskins, plowed Clement. Okay, this guy he's flagged, flagrant personal foul, ejected. They get the microphone to his face. Haskins, what happened? What the fuck do you think? I didn't hit him fucking late. That's fucking bullshit. Well, they don't have a censorship on the PA over to the crowd. The girl in the frilly socks suddenly stopped, gyrating. Ugh. She looked at her parents, sensing that something had gone terribly wrong. Her parents looked at her, then at each other, not knowing what to do. These parents just wanted to take a 4-year-old girl to an XFL game, and now they're inundated with swears? Their child's about to strip? What's happening here? That's what Brett sounds like. A trainer tested Clement for concussion. Drool hung from Clement's chin as he tried vainly to follow a finger. At this point, Brett's omnipresent. He's everywhere. He's on the sidelines. He's in the crowd. He knows he sees drool on Clement's chin. He's with the little 4-year-old girl. Now, remember that fan that was like, Boz, I love you? He had that sign. He goes, hey, Boz, right? Then he flips around his sign, and it says April Fools.
And he says,
yeah, I'm getting it. Boz, you suck. Boz, you're a joke. You're a fucking joke. Fuck you, Boz.
Gosh.
And Brett claims the kid galloped several rows. He's like trying to get as close as he can to Bosworth, whooping and hollering. And I was just like, why?
He wants to do a Detroit Pistons, and
I guess Boz is gonna be at the. I can't wait. Oh my god, we're gonna get his ass. I'll be like, Boz, we love you. April Fools, you fucking suck, bitch. Which, Boz now has lived the Ventura thing. Earlier in the book, Ventura had to walk the concourses. People were like, you piece of shit. You fucking piece of shit. They lose the game. The Outlaws lose the game. And a hometown graybeard is hollering at Rod Smart, and he throws his He Hate Me hand towel. We hate you.
Oh, that's not nice.
Cut to Kelvin Kinney. Remember Kelvin Kinney, who was like, remember when you put your pecker in a goal for the first time?
And Mary Jane for the first time.
Mary Jane, you guys are both 12. He's at the House of Blues in the Mandalay Bay Casino. And he's talking about the losses they just suffered where Rod Smart almost scored a touchdown. That's the first time I ever really needed to have something. I couldn't get it. I couldn't make it happen. I was like, ooh. That hurt. It really hurt. After the game, the coach said we should have won, but we didn't. I'm not coming back here next season. I just want to throw this question out. That's the end of the chapter. Would have positive press, like the current glazing that media will just do for things, would that have saved the XFL? I mean, the XFL technically exists. They don't promote. I don't even know where they're at right now with The Rock. But would the current, I mean, I guess they did exist again, but nothing happened. I just feel like now the media is like pumped for that sort of thing. Like, just make it work. It's more betting. Get it on a Fox channel, a regional channel. What happened to sports media? How about that question?
These are bigger questions, and I know how to answer.
Now, I mean, now they used to be so ready to, like, this has got so much money riding on it, and the media's like, fuck
could have been on
get the
Sports
fuck out of
Channel.
here.
You remember Sports Channel?
Uh-huh.
That's what it could have been on.
Ahead of its time, I suppose. Chapter 16. I'm doing it. Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, one more chapter.
One more? Oh, God. Oh, no, it's this one. And then next week, we'll finish it up, and we'll watch. I don't know. We'll do something. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
March 31st, New York and Chicago. The game earned a Nielsen rating of 1.5. Now it's official. They've tied the President Show. They are the biggest bomb in television history. What are they going to call the championship game? No one had thought about that. They had been calling it throughout the season the big game at the end. Well, now that's like, ugh. Does that mean the end of the XFL? That doesn't sound great. The title, they go to the focus groups. What say ye, focus groups? Well, focus groups. You know what I like about the XFL? I like that they're paying for low money that I make. So here we go. Let's call it the $1 million game. Cut to Trey Fitzgerald. He's talking about the Los Angeles Outlaws now. At this point, they're just going to play another regular season game and it's over. And he's going, we're all here because we're football people. We love the game. We thought we were building something here. We're going to build a team here. That's why we're all here. We're going to build something. You know, maybe UPN or TNN. He's just going through all the rumors he's heard. Brett writes, it felt like the last day of school. Cut to Destiny's Oasis RV Park on the south end of the strip. Brett's knocking on this RV. Hello. And Dick Butkus comes out in his boxers. Chest hair blazing. You're early. Oh, come on in. This was no Madden Cruiser. But it was nice for Dick Butkus. It has, quote, plush carpeting and cushy couches. A lot of wood paneling. Butkus kind of like has to say this as they pull out of the RV park. They were all filled up when I called for a space. They had to squeeze me in. I'm Dick Butkus. So now it's time for Dick Butkus to air out all the things that he thought were wrong. They didn't tell me about the Baba Cam. They over-merchandised it. They started the camps too late. The announcers were losing viewers. Too much equipment. Then he's got a problem with, all the sponsorship. Oh, and then there we go. Burger King at the half. Dick, where are we now? Where are we now, Dick?
All right. Quote. Yeah. You can remember when you were 12 or 13 and you had Betty Sue in the corner and you stuck your Johnson in her and wondered what happened? That's the feeling you reach, and you multiply it by 10. I've scored points in playing games with peers in front of crowds, and I've never when I've had relations with a significant other, I'm gonna be being so polite right now, I've never been like times 10. Listen, man, youth hockey was pretty great.
Let's see. What else does he say? Oh, you see the sign positively no admittance, and you go in and catch a couple guys taking a leak. They should have talked to the coaches. When are you going to say something? People wanted to see girls with pasties giving lap dances, and when that wasn't it, they just turned it off. So he gets to Sam Boyd Stadium. The gate's closed, which he'd already... Hey, they knew I was coming. Open the gate. And now he's got to do this thing. He's like, Jesus. So he goes to the attendant. He's like, hey, I'm coming in. The gay guy opens the gate. He goes, no, that's not how it's supposed to. Jesus. No, I can't. This is an RV. I can't go through there. It's got to be wider.
What's going on right now?
He showed up to Sam Boyd Stadium.
Who?
And Dick Butkus in his RV.
Oh, okay.
And he had told them that the gate needs to be this, has to be this open, not like open like this. I'm doing hand motions for the RV. Yes. And now the attendant is clueless, and he keeps going, muttering, Jesus, as he's going, no, not that gate. This gate's got to be open. And the guy's going, huh? Come through. You're good. So, I've lost my place now. Hold on. Oh, no. We're almost there. This is the end. Where is it? Jesus. Okay. So he finally gets through. He's like, fine, I'll go through the small, like, little window the guy gave him. And I love this. People don't realize that this thing can't turn on a dime because he's having to be like, he's going over curbs. Nobody's ever parked a large vehicle.
I am not.
Okay. Memphis 16, Las Vegas 0. A fan raises several sheets of damp toilet paper. That can't be true because it's raining. But like, why would you bring a sign on toilet paper? Something scrawled in black marker. Ventura rules. Clement's blowing it again, and when he goes to the sideline, he just kind of waves off Kreiner. He's like, forget about it. And then they're yelling at each other. But there's no audio. The UPN broadcast had cut that back. So cut to Ryan Clement in his kitchen after this loss. Season's over. He's looking forward to blackjack at the Hard Rock Casino. Look, friends are there, teammates are there, and even his fiance, Mrs. Sachs, is there. I might call up the Arena League. He's like passing out beers, they're drinking in his kitchen. This is all very sad. You know what I mean? Like, we've all drank in a kitchen before, and it's like, well, I did when I was not playing on national television. Everyone's like looking at their beers as he continues to like to hold court. Let me tell you something. I remember my junior year, we're playing Florida State in the Orange Bowl. They're number 3. We're number 6. We're both 4-0. We're down nearly 17 zip. We get,
you know what's funny is, do you remember he's told this story before?
That's right. And Brett notes it too. And everybody else in the room notes it.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, no. That's absolutely right. You're supposed to think that. Because then he goes, we get the ball, we drive down the field again. 75,000 people go absolutely nuts. My head just popped off. How sad the story was, Brett writes. Not because of Clement, not because of those guys around him, but because they realized that he didn't know how many times he'd told this story. Was this guy talking about spring training games over here? So now they're all literally like just swishing their beers, like looking at their beers as he finishes the story. Like, and then the doorbell rings, and Brett claims everybody's like, I'll get it.
God.
And this is I like this. Brett, give Brett credit here. It left Clement to gulp down his beer, the attention away from him. He didn't know where he would end up, but in his mind, he could always go back to the Orange Bowl. And this is when I was like, the wrestling books we read need more observers, wrestling observers, like Brett, that can kind of like pull out a little bit and be like, this is buffoonery. As it is, all the wrestling books we read, they're just like, that's fun. And you need one guy to be like, is it? And just maybe poetically be like, that's not great. Steve Kern, at least that's maybe why we like Steve Kern, because he kind of pulled back to be like, oh my God, Eddie Graham is a fucking loser.
Yeah, I mean, this is why we're on the toxic list on Blue Sky. Because we have these takes, and we're not.
I know, because everybody right now is like, isn't Sid great? Wow, Sid's great. Well, how does Arn Anderson feel about that? Guy tried to stab him.
I don't have any replica belts on my wall.
Dude, I saw a podcast recently. They all had replica belts while they were recording. I can't even fathom. I can't
holding them.
Yes, on they're recording on their cameras. They have replica belts all draped over their shoulders. What are we doing? What's happening? For what? For who?
for them.
But who's watching that and being like, and they've got like a replica belt on, they're like...
They're going to know that they're the champ.
What the fuck is going on? Why can't we address this like any other, like... When you listen to like sports talk radio, nobody's like, Pedro, they don't have like a replica World Series ring and they're like, Pedro's the best. Or they have like a replica Cy Young. Pedro's the best.
That's true. That's true. I think I brought that up once.
Yeah. Where else? What's happening here? Gus, do you have a replica World Series trophy in your house, or a replica Vince Lombardi trophy or anything? Are you?
Can you buy a, what is it, the 05 White Sox?
I have the Tom Brady MVP trophy that I carry around.
I have heard of guys having replica Stanley Cups, but it's not like they're also doing
the Stanley Cup's cool though.
Yeah, but they're also not doing podcasts while they're like hoisting it.
They're drinking out of it as they record it. Do you actually, if you have a Stanley Cup, do you have to engrave each new name yourself then? Or does it just come plain?
I don't think you keep up with it. It probably has gibberish on it.
Usually you get like whatever year your team won or whatever, and maybe they'll,
I don't know. Wrestling fans are a different breed, and I don't like it. Listen to the Workers Club. We don't like you.
I want to meet the people who paid the $10,000 to ride on Cody's bus.
No, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Is that a
you
thing?
didn't hear about that?
No, I don't know about that.
You can pay $10,000 and you get to ride on his bus. I think there's only 10 spots available for like a half-hour bus ride. He's going to show you Las Vegas area landmarks.
What the fuck?
He's going to show you Hoover Dam.
What does he do? Where does he drop you off? Where does he pick you up? What? The hell?
I don't know.
Feed you?
Is Brandy on there? Is she making a cocktail? Can I talk to her about JR's episode? or Tony Khan's? Also another weird one? Where Tony's just blinking while he's like, good.
I don't think I saw that one. I think Dave tweeted about it, but...
Gus, would you go on Cody's bus for a half hour?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Would you go on Brandy's shot of love to show her,
No,
I don't know, a chili?
I'm more involved than I already care to be.
Okay, here you go. 12 guests total. Ride along with Cody Rhodes as he drives a bus to 1 to 2. So it could only be 1, it could be 2. Iconic.
So it's gonna be the Las Vegas sign, like the stupid sign.
Oh my god, it's dead hot there.
Accompanied by a professional Las Vegas tour guide providing live commentary. The experience will take place on a day when Cody is not scheduled to wrestle, Saturday or Sunday. Yeah.
The fucking smell in there.
$9,950.
Oh my god. Remember when Steve told us about that one podcast bus ride? And he was like, yeah, it was fucking really weird. No one was fucking saying anything.
Yes.
Ugh. But like Cody Rhodes is sitting there. And he's trying to like have banter with the tour guide.
Is he in a suit?
Try. Yes, absolutely he's in a suit. No, he's in a t-shirt and gym shorts. I'm like you guys. Man, good God. You know what? I'll go on Gunther's bus and I'll watch him make the weirdest gray meat you've ever seen. Feed me, Gunther. Well, that's it. We'll finish the book next week. Larry, you picked her out. You remember that book? It's Larry's pick next.
I did.
Okay.
I have questions about it though, so we might be going back to just a wacky ass autobiography.
Yeah, let's do it.
Maybe a Hart, maybe Bruce Hart.
Shit, let's do it.
Maybe
I don't care.
William Regal.
Look, I'm gonna do Jimmy Corderas.
Bill Watts.
So it doesn't matter.
Maybe Bill Watts. But William Regal, when he talks about drinking GHB, it's good writing.
Oh, hell yeah. William Regal right to Jimmy Corderas. What a show.
It's Wilson again. That was fun. I bet it was the best episode ever. You know what you can do to help the workers out? Rate, review, all that good stuff on whatever app you're listening to. Tell us how much you love us. If you want to contact us, it's theworkersclubshow@gmail.com. We got a YouTube, The Workers Club Podcast, a Blue Sky, theworkersclub.org, and we have a Discord where the invite link is left in various places. I'm sure you can find it. That's it. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Bye.
Smile and love each other.